The last time you were before this committee, you said that you agreed that you do not like to see hungry children, and you emphasized Secretary Perdue's pledge to do the right thing and feed everyone. Remember that?
I remember that.
So I'm just at a loss because without even reviewing the research that clearly demonstrates that good nutrition is vital to a child's development, any teacher can tell you that hungry kids don't learn. And you started out your testimony by saying those who can provide for themselves should. Should I remind you that children can't provide for themselves? Can I ask you, if this is a program integrity issue, just to kind of switch gears, how many children did you say would remain protected if this rule is implemented?
How many would remain?
I mean, the percentage.
Remain eligible. 96% would remain eligible.
96%. So this isn't a program where there was rampant misuse. If you've already identified that 96% of the people who have access to it would still continue to use the program. So I'm just curious as to why the U.S. Department of Agriculture would target children in this way. It's not like we're saying 4% of students are eligible and 96% are misusing it. It seems like the program is operating with integrity.
Well, I'll have to point back to the fact that the rule is about integrity in the SNAP program. It has an indirect effect on the school meals program based on the linkages provided in statute. And that's why, per the income tests that Congress has provided in statute, 96% of them will continue to be eligible.
Hungry kids don't care about income tests. So we have a responsibility as the stewards of these programs, if you will, to ensure that we are fixing the things that are broken and maintaining the things that are working, and not just getting rid of everything arbitrarily, because you keep telling the story about this millionaire who misused the system. I have a million stories about children with their heads on their desks who come in, who are packing lunches, friends are bringing in food, teachers are buying them things to take home over the weekend, who are staying after school because they have no home to go to. So if we want to go story for story, I have so many stories to tell you about what that looks like in the classroom. So it is just deeply concerning to me that of all the areas where we need work, that targeting children at this time, where food insecurity is identified as such a critical problem in our communities, that this is the direction that the department would want to go. Can you explain why the department, I'm sorry, did your department include potential effects on educators in your analysis of the proposed rules' impact on school meal eligibility, or consult any educators?
There is not an analysis with regard to educators in the informational analysis that we released. Educators likely have commented in the record, and we will consider those and respond to them as a process of dealing with the comments in the record.
I'm just curious. I know you're extending the comment period. Why wasn't it open initially for the full period so that you can get as much robust information as you could in order to make an informed decision?
Are you talking about specifically with regard to this informational analysis?
Yes.
The agency conducted a regulatory impact analysis as was required for the statute. It went through all appropriate clearance channels and was provided for public input for 60 days. The chairman asked for this analysis, and we have provided it, and as such, we're providing it to the public for the opportunity to comment.
So it was open for 60 days for public comment?
That's correct.
So in the event this rule is finalized, does your department have any plans to notify the families of the nearly 1 million children that will now have to fill out a form? Because in years past, they would not have had to fill out a form. So if they're unaware that now this is a requirement, they may just miss it, again, just on a procedural
We
standpoint.
work with,
Go ahead.
we work with states and school districts every year to ensure that families have those communications, and we will continue to do that as we move forward.
But all of your testimony kind of lends itself to the fact that you don't trust the states to be good stewards of these programs. So
I have not.
My question is, does the department have any plan to notify the families?
Not directly. The department does not administer the program. Local school districts administer the program under the supervision of their state, and we provide them technical assistance. We will continue to do that to ensure that everybody.
So the local
has the
school districts have the ability, the capacity, the autonomy to oversee the program?
That's correct.
I'm sorry?
That's correct.
That is correct. That's what I thought you said. Thank you. Madam Chair, I yield back.